Yes, yes, yes. Very interesting title. I think very appropriate title. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Moni. Welcome back. Welcome back. I am going to, um, what I want to do is play two quick clips. One is about a minute, the other may be just over a minute, which will kind of really set the stage for the conversation that we're going to have today. But I thank everyone for our very lively streams. I mean, I truly had a vision for what I wanted this series to look like, and it has already, it doesn't even compare to the feedback. I mean, to what I thought this series would turn into. And so I am, it doesn't compare in a great way, like just meaning it's way more than I could have ever thought in such a short amount of time. So tomorrow will make a actual 2 weeks since I started the Stay Ready So We Don't Have to Get Ready Move Abroad series. And so, wow, is all I can say. And so I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful. I'm also, I just want to be, you know, honest. Like, I'm one of those people that I love to reply to people's comments, but the comments have been so overwhelming, like the number, just the sheer number, that I'm gonna have to literally find like a couple hours probably tomorrow and just go through them and just quickly thank people, answer questions, all that good stuff. And then on Tuesday, it's going to be Tuesday evening around 7. We're going to do Tuesday evening around 9. We're going to do the chit chat, like we did last week, Wednesday. But I just first wanted to once again say thank you. Hi, Cynthia. Good morning. Good to see you. Happy Saturday. Hey, Sean Z81. My people are in the building. Hi, Diane Young. I'm loving this. And I'm not even going to, I always say that I keep chit chatting. But first, let me just quickly introduce myself. Hey, everyone. I am Kim, AKA Kim with the Gems. And I am the founder of a brand that I poured a lot of love into, Black Travel and Culture, which was launched in 2017. And currently we are, if we're not over, we're just at about 300,000 members strong. And you can find us across most social media platforms. So Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. And it's all about inspiring, encouraging, uplifting, all positive vibes in my communities. And that's going to be that way here as much as I can control it, right? And so on this channel, we talk all things wellness, travel, and finance from a cultural perspective and from my perspective, a Black woman's perspective. Excuse me. So if you are down for that type of information and that type of community, please do me a favor, subscribe to this channel, hit the subscribe button whenever you're watching it. And also, if there's anything that you like about anything that I say, hit the thumbs up. Thank you. I appreciate it. And most importantly, if you could share this information with loved ones, with friends, with family, because it is time sensitive. This information is time sensitive. So we really need to, get the word out. So today's topic, Black people, it's okay to bounce. Let's review what our future, I was supposed to say, let's review what our future may look like. And so I definitely, let me change that right now. I know there's extra words in there. Listen, I've been working hard this week. I've been working hard. And so I want to start off. I'm going to play a clip. Oh, hey, WM. I got a little, and I want to be fully transparent. I have a family member who passed away on Thursday, and it's the holidays, and they're in the South, and it was kind of expected. She had a diagnosis a few months ago, and it was aggressive, and so my sleeping is not the best. So I probably got maybe 3 hours last night. So I'm a total of 5 hours, and it wasn't good sleep. So it was like, waking up, all that other stuff. But yeah, so if you see like redness or whatever, it's a combination of tears as well as sleep deprivation. So I want to go ahead and play this. I'm going to play the first clip, and I might try to pull up her picture. Let me pull up her picture too. I'm not going to play the video in the screen. I want you to hear the video. I want you to hear what she's saying, and we're going to discuss. And then I'm going to play both of the videos, the audios back to back, and then you will understand. Only when I start the lives, I don't know if you hear the sirens. I'm going to just stop. Only when I start the lives, the fire trucks want to, that was interesting. The fire trucks want to act up. But anyway, so I'm going to play them, and then we're going to come back and discuss, and then we're going to talk about what our future, in summary, what our future can look like. Like, that is so weird, that noise. Okay. Don't knock me off my square. Okay, so the first one, I said I was going to pull up her face, and oops, nope. Okay, so some of you may have seen this, but House Representative Melanie Stansbury goes off, and so I'm going to play her her breakdown of what's about to happen, and she is a Caucasian woman, and hence the thumbnail. This is the Great American Purge, or the Great Purge, and we should not be surprised by who they are looking to purge, or what institutions they are looking to purge. So let me just find her picture, and I'll pull that up really quick so you can see what she looks like. Okay, here we go. Let me share this. Present. Okay, something must be going on. Another fire truck. Oh my gosh. Maybe I should be concerned. I don't know. Okay, this one keeps, I'm going to get a different picture because this one keeps showing ads. So give me one more second, guys. Let me just go to images so no ads pop up. Okay, I'll just show this. Okay. Oh, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. Okay. It's about. I hope. Tell me if you can't hear it. Put it in the comments. But I'm going. Hopefully, you can hear it.
Worldwide wrestling executive who's going to run education. We've got a sexual predator who was about to have a bipartisan report released by the House of Representatives to be our AG. We've got a Fox News commentator who's going to run the military for us. So if my colleagues across the aisle want to talk about qualifications, they want to talk about efficiency, they want to talk about the federal workforce, then let's talk about it, because you're talking about putting into place leadership in these federal agencies who are absolutely unqualified, who are dangerous, and know nothing about the agencies that they're about to be appointed to lead. So this is not about qualifications. This is not about having a qualified federal workforce. This is about laying the ground for the purge that they plan on January 20th, and in the days afterwards. And we know that because the very organization for whom the chairman just submitted this letter of support is the Heritage Foundation, who wrote Project 2025, which gave us the blueprint for the purge itself and what they are planning inside every single one of these agencies. So we need to be clear-eyed about what this actually is and about what is trying to be accomplished, and why 4 weeks before we're about to adjourn for the holidays, the Republicans are bringing this bill to a markup without an actual hearing. This is modern McCarthyism. They are preparing for a purge. They are going after members of the federal government who are advancing because they are people of color, women, LGBTQ+, other members of our community who have been excluded systematically from participating in federal service and leadership positions, and then they're going to put their own unqualified loyalists in there to take out our federal workforce. That is what this bill is about. It's about creating a statutory framework to do that, and we're going to fight it every step of the way. We've got now a worldwide wrestling.
Okay. Do you understand? Do you understand? And the reason why I am so glad she broke it down the way, let me remove this. The reason why I'm so glad that she broke it down the way she did is because they're used to us sounding the alarm or feeling this way. But when it comes to the majority, right? Most people don't sound the alarm these days. They have been so gentle with talking about what's really going on. But let's just quickly talk about what she said, and then I'm going to play the other video, and then we'll get into exactly what a summary of what Project 2025 can look like. And basically, she talked about the danger in the selections that are happening right now, the danger, not qualifications, but the danger of what these people, or the intent of these people that are being selected. And so, danger, like just sit with that for a word, danger, not concern, it's danger, right? What they're doing, they're laying the groundwork for a purge. Not just a purge, like I said, of the people, the people of color, the LGBTQIA. She listed that, right? I'm gonna let you know her name again, or you may have seen it, but I'm gonna let you know her name again so you can Google and watch this again in its entirety, basically. And that they're also not just the people, but they're purging the federal government. So that's why I said in other videos, if you are somebody, I don't remember which gentleman said he works for the federal government. They're planning a purge there as well. And so hence the thumbnail, this is the Great Purge, and they have been planning this for a while. I'm going to play this other video and conversation, and tell me if you can't hear it. Hopefully you can. Let me turn up the volume. But I'm also going to show this one. And so hopefully it's okay and I don't get, flagged by YouTube. If I do, I'll probably have to edit it out. But I don't think it is. I don't think it's copyright, because I've seen it all over the place. So let's go ahead and share that screen. Wait a minute. I'll take myself off for that. Okay, so we're going to play this from the beginning. And I'm going to look at the comments. If you can't hear it, let me know.
I want to know how it is you voted for Donald Trump when you're so into facts, because his entire campaign is not based in facts. It was all based in propaganda and emotion.
I voted for Donald Trump for one reason only. His policies, if implemented, would slow the dispossession of whites in the United States. If you were to deport all illegal immigrants, if you were to think very hard about letting in any Muslims, all of this would slow the rate at which whites are becoming a minority.
Why are you so worried about the white dispossession of America?
Because I want my people to survive. Is that so strange? We don't control China. We don't control any place where whites are not a majority. And if we become a minority, we will not control our own destiny anymore.
I grew up in this country as a minority, as the children of immigrants. I was their first child born in America. And while I didn't have much possession or didn't much control, I really enjoyed myself. And I think that if you ask a lot of Americans, they would say that I had a lot to offer this country. You know, according to you, I guess I would be perpetuating the dispossession of white America.
That is true. That is true.
Would you say that you wouldn't want me in this country?
At some point, when my ancestors built this nation, they did not build it with the intention of giving it away to Mexicans or Chinese or Haitians or to anyone else.
Do you consider, you keep saying your ancestors built this country, you consider that a fact?
Who else built it?
Black people, Native Americans, Chinese people who came and built the railroads.
Do you think none of that could have been
Italian people?
But they're Europeans, aren't they?
But I...
Oh, let me pause that. Thank you for the reminder. Yes, this content has been used under the protection of fair use. We are using this content to show due to research purposes, and I am protected under the Fair Use Act. And anyway, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I was going to read the whole thing, but it's fair use. If they ask me to take it out, I will. It's just that simple. So basically, people are like, oh, you are concerned. You shouldn't be concerned. Oh, he's just going to bring more money into the country. Oh, this is just going to happen. This man has told you what is being said behind closed doors, period, point blank. He has told you that white men fear becoming extinct. White men fear not having control and power. It's the dispossession of white America. And that is the foundation of Project 2025, which we're going to get into in a second. And so if you have any questions about anything that you just saw, I may play it again towards the end for people who have just joined us. But this is the urgency that has also prompted me to do this series. We need to stay ready so we don't have to get ready. If you haven't watched the playlist, please do so. It's called the Move Abroad Gems playlist. And we talk about, I'm trying to bring up subjects that will counteract exactly what you heard in these first two videos. And so let me know if you've seen these videos before. I'm just curious. And which ones did you see? And did it change your thoughts as to what this country can, or our future in this country can look like? Thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate that if I didn't say that already. Thank you, Moni, for the prayers. Buenos dias, Kim. They say Kim, not Kim. They say Kim. Buenos dias, Kim, in Mexico, my other beloved country. I just got back to my ranch in Colorado from vacationing in San Jose del Cabo. Oh, yeah, you said you were going. The buck stops here. Del Cabo. It had the most fantastic time during my birthday week. Oh, happy. Did I say that before? I think you said your birthday. Yeah, so happy birthday. Good morning, ATM International Yes, the fair use. Thank you, Moni, for reminding me about that. We built this country. Listen. So notice also, he did not talk about deporting the Mexican population, which is the focus, right? He talked about the Muslim ban in this country. So there's different categories of people that they want to eliminate from coming in and also exterminate from being here. And so trust and believe, it's not just the Mexican immigrants that have crossed the border undocumented. There's other lists, but that's, it's they want us to stay sleep. They want us to stay asleep. And so, oh, good. You saw it many times. So I don't know if you saw the first, both of them, but that these have set the framework for Project 2025 and what we're going to do. We're just going to go over just some of the things. There are a lot of things because the document is, what was it say, 800? I forgot the total number, but it's a lot of things that we need to be concerned about. So I'm just going to bring that up to the stage now and read through what this new administration, with the control of the House, the Senate, as well as the Supreme Court, is looking to impose. And so let me go ahead and share this screen. Yes. Thank you for saying it, because there's certain things like I'm hesitant to call out specifically because, listen, suppression is real, right? But thank you. So everybody read that. I'm not going to say it, but read what Feaster 27 has posted, because it's no coincidence that he's the co-president, right? No coincidence. So I'm going to get back to the comments. I'm going to get back to the comments in a second, and then we can do some Q&A. Hold on a second. The StreamYard is like 10 steps, and people who have it know. Share screen, pull up the doc, share that. Now go back to and add to stage. Okay, so I'm going to okay. So let's just go ahead and go through some of the highlights. Now, this is going to be another part of the series. We are going to be breaking down this document because I think once people hear those videos, see the actual written words, that it may add some sense of urgency for them to get their house in order by doing all the things that we talked about, from the passport to getting your paperwork to having a exit strategy to finding affordable places to live to finding affordable countries with health care. So hopefully these will add urgency. So let's just talk about some of the key issues as it relates to housing, lending, and tech. And what I want you to, when we go through this, all of these, there's a common thread of racism. There's a common thread of sexism. There's a common thread of ageism throughout these initiatives and this framework. So let's just see. Despite America's founding principles of liberty and justice for all, there are those that would prefer non-democratic, strict I'm smart, y'all. Hierarchies based on race, gender, religion, and wealth. Blame it to my 5-hour and 2 days sleep brain. Project 2025 was authorized by the Heritage Foundation to gut progress towards equality, including housing and lending opportunities. Project 2025 describes extremist policy priorities that would harm all of us: children, people of color, and I'm going to say Black people, African Americans, women, because that should be called out separate from just people of color, or we should be called out separate. And in addition to, so women, immigrants, people with disabilities, older Americans, people of faith, students, LGBTQ plus, families, and more. And this is in their own words. The great challenge confronting a conservative president is the existential need for aggressive use of the vast powers of the executive branch to return to power. Well, they have the numbers, they have the majority, right? Including power currently held by the executive branch to the American people. Success in meeting that challenge will require a rare combination of boldness and self-denial, boldness to bend or break the bureaucracy to the presidential, and self-denial to use the bureaucratic machine to send power away from Washington and back to American families, faith communities, and local governments and states. But just know the underlying theme is that does not include people of color, Black Americans, women, LGBT. We're not part of the communities that they want to send the power back to. We're not a factor in that. We're not in that equation. And so let's see what it will do. Project 2025 would gut checks and balances. Gut checks and balances by concentrating power in the president, replacing career civil servant experts with ideologues who can be easily fired if they are perceived as disloyal to the president, eliminating the independence of the Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, and weaponizing the Department of Justice as an arm of the president. Like that first one is enough to let us know with every all the control that he has or he will have starting in January, on January 20th, we should all have a plan B. If you, unless you are a white man who wants to get your power back, right? I'm not even saying white woman, because the white women are going to lose powers too. But if you are a white man looking to get your power back, then this is music to your ears. They also want to minimize, or plan to minimize, access to fair and affordable housing. And I'm just going to read, I'm going to stop the commentary and just read through so we can get through. Minimize access to fair and affordable housing by abolishing disparate impact and settlements in housing discrimination cases. So they're going to, anyway, abandoning the affirmatively furthering fair housing rule protections, basically, reversing efforts to address appraisal bias, prioritizing single family homes only, raising the cost of FHA mortgage insurance, and dismantling HUD, Housing Urban Development. So next on the list is retreat from fair lending. They want to retreat from fair lending by abolishing Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, eliminating special purpose credit programs, terminating Treasury employees engaged in equity initiatives, and abolishing the longstanding use of disparate impact and settlements to address lending discrimination. So there will be no protections for us when it comes to being discriminated against, when it comes to all of these, from everything from discrimination cases to biases to mortgage insurance and fair housing. Retreat from fair lending. They're going to retreat from fair lending by abolishing the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Oh, did I read that already? No. No. Eliminating special purpose credit programs, terminating Treasury employees engaged in equity initiatives, and abolishing the longstanding use of disparate income and settlements to address lending discrimination. So just they're making it legal to discriminate, basically. No, and that goes the same with the DEI and affirmative action. Retreat from fair lending. Basically, we don't have to read each one of these. A lot of these are connected to the protections that many of us receive based on these laws or these acts that make it illegal to discriminate in lending practices, discriminate in fair housing, redlining. All of that basically is coming back. It's coming back. We are in a position to be set back to the 60s in a short amount of time when it comes to this new administration. And this is just, like I said, these are the first of a few that, the first of a long list of new laws or elimination of protections that they are looking to go over. When you talk about getting rid of the appraisal biases, that's because we are most negatively affected when they come to appraise our homes. If it could be the same home in the same neighborhood, the same exact home, square footage, all the specs are the exact same. If it's a Black family living in there, those homes tend to appraise at a much lower value than if it's the same home with a white family living there. And right now, people have been sued, they have won. You won't be able to sue anymore. If they want to say your house is only worth 50,000 and you know it's worth 750,000, who are you going to go to? Because there will be no government bodies that are willing to adhere or side on your behalf. This is serious, y'all. This is urgent. Let's just go. We're going to get out of the housing and then go to turning back the clock on racial equity. So Project 2025 is looking to turn back the clock on racial equity by limiting discrimination claims to overt intentional discrimination, weaponizing the DOJ to reverse equity plans, limiting the ability of the DOJ to pursue discrimination claims on behalf of people of color, limiting and banning the use of federal funds for racial equality and anti-discrimination training, including affirmative action programs. This is what our future is set up to look like. And worse than that, this is what our children's future and our children's children's future and our children's children's future is set up to look like. And so this is my little activism, this series, the commitment to share this information, the commitment to do the research and engage, because I know not everyone is going to make a move, but there will be a percentage of the audience that this channel serves that will. And the word will be amplified by, of course, you guys sharing and the people who view this content. So this is scary. And I hate using the word scary, but it really is. The attack on the LGBTQ plus community is no different. They are going to roll back protections and anti-discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity, and by refocusing government policies to promote the heterosexual married working man as the ideal. Working man as the ideal, okay? Listen, I don't care what your belief system is, the government should have no business. They should not be in the business to allow discrimination of people, period. It's just that simple. That should not be in their wheelhouse. And that is truly sickening when you think about it. So they're going to refocus, right? Policies to promote the heterosexual married working man. So if you're not married, if you're unemployed, and if you're not a man, and if you're a person of color, you're not ideal in this country at all, okay? Discrimination against immigrants. Basically, they plan to do that by disrupting families and communities by prohibiting non-citizens from living in federally assisted housing and by engaging in mass deportations through nationwide expedited removals. That sounds like a purge to me. But they're not also including other people who they want to expedite removals of. So just read between the lines. This is what's on written word, but on written paper, but it goes deeper than this. Of course, there's climate change initiatives that eliminate the protection. Initiatives that they're going to eliminate protections by eliminate protections that protect the community by cutting off public access to objective weather data. Objective. So now let me just get through it because I get so passionate about this. Objective weather data, and by dismantling initiatives that incorporate climate change considerations in decisions about the nation's housing and financial systems. So basically, they're going to completely eliminate anything that could help us counter climate change. They're going to act like it doesn't happen. They're going to remove any funding that helps support initiatives that keep us healthy, keep us alive, keep us in the know. They're going in the know as much as they let us in the know, but we won't be in the know no more. We won't be in the know no more. And then AI guardrails are going to be dismantled. They're going to reverse civil rights protections for artificial intelligence, dismantling race ethnicity data collection to detect discrimination, and weaponizing government data to identify non-citizens and surveil women. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. So this is the document. It was compiled by the National Fair Housing Alliance. You can Google it. You can look it up. You can read more about what they have to say. This is going to be part, every week we're going to we're going to have a live stream where we break down exactly what Project 2025 and what it is and how it will impact us as a community. So let me remove this and let's go to any additional questions or comments. So before we do that, I just want to also say that if you're new here, welcome. I know there's a lot of new people, new subscribers, and so I want to acknowledge you. I want to say thank you. I want to invite you back. We're coming back live every day through Wednesday. We're going to take off live on Thursday because I want to respect people's holiday and time to, time away from work. Try to, reset that mind, find some peace, some joy, some happiness. I will post produced content on Thursday, so you will have something for those who want to who want to engage in this unfortunate commentary. I will be there to support. And then we're back on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we're going to keep this train going as long as people want to be a part of the movement. Hey, full circle. I finally made a live, but I think I'm too late. Never too late. Always could do the rewatch. Good morning. Did not the Muslim community in Minnesota vote for Trump? So here, Mona Lisa, I hate to do blanket statements because there's certain people that didn't vote at all, right? There was a large group of Muslims that didn't vote at all. There were some. She had a coalition of Muslim Americans who supported her as well. But I will say that when there's an active war going on in a country, and you know families that have had their whole families wiped out, it's hard. You're confused. You don't know what to believe. You just know who's in office right now, and you make decisions based on that. And so I kind of give a little bit of grace, because I don't know what I would do if I had family, being exterminated basically in another country while this current administration is doing nothing. And so I understand what you're saying, and I definitely believe that they done effed around and they gonna find out. But at the same time, I can show some grace. I saw the first video yesterday, as well as Jasmine's comments. Oh, are you talking about Jasmine's brand? Because that wasn't on Jasmine brand, but I'm sure it was all over. So yeah, yes, that the congresswoman, yes, she ate them alive. Musk was born in South Africa. Trump's wife is an immigrant. Are they going to get rid of themselves? Listen, it's so funny how they talk about, thank you, the buck stops here. They talk about America is for Americans. Well, not only is Musk South African, the wife of the incoming president is an immigrant. The wife of the incoming VP is an immigrant. The person was, I always mess up his name, but the other person that he's announced to partner with Musk in a new division, the Doge division of government, is an immigrant. Dr. Oz is an immigrant. Should I say more? So they have, listen, if you assume, that's why I say this is a capitalistic country. These are rich, powerful people. Now, I don't know how much money Oz has, but I know he's a loyalist. And so I get it. Listen, I'm with you on that. But we see they're talking out the side of their neck. Like, this is not about, there's certain immigrants that they approve of. And he told us everything in his first tome, the S-hole countries. Like, he only wants people coming from like Sweden and Norway and places like that. So listen, I get it. Cynthia, he will be acting in the VP role, in my opinion. No, he will be acting in the P role. He is the one, listen, because we know the P person, we know that there's some mental situations happening there. They didn't want to call it out in the media like they did with 46, but there's some mental, and there's always been, his family talks about it. And so, yeah, he will be the lead. He will be in the supporting position. He will be the supporting actor. Yeah, it's about 900 pages. I know it was, I wanted to say 1,000, but I couldn't. And I think I might say 800, 900. Yeah, but it's like, it's long, it's huge. So that's why this is going to be a series. And each week I might do a separate, I might start another list, a playlist, where this is all about breaking down Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation, and what their intent is. And it won't be, going through the entire document, but institutions that I respect, that compile the most important information relevant to us, I will definitely bring to the forefront. Let's see. WM, if all people of color left, who would do the grunt work? That's why they will later stop all African Americans from leaving. That is why they not saying anything to Black Americans about deportation. I agree that we will be repositioned to do the hard labor. But I also believe they know that most of us won't leave anyway. I don't know what percentage of us will actually leave until it's too late to leave, right? So they're not, I think I think what will probably happen is you will still be allowed to leave if you have the proper paperwork, right? If you have the proper paperwork that is current. And I don't see them completely dismantling like passports, visas immediately, because it will affect too many of them. But they will know that most people don't have the paperwork to leave, right? And they will make it so difficult with long lag times. That's why I'm saying get that passport now, because they will make it so that it can take 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months to get a passport, right? And even longer. And so, and if once they see your demographics, they can slow that process even more. And so, yes, I do believe that they will need the people of color that are here now to replace the ones that they plan to deport. But I definitely believe that if you stack the odds in your favor, you should be okay for the foreseeable future. Good morning, always early 35. Kim, how can I access a copy of that document? So I just said the name of the let me just repeat it again, just in case you missed it. It's the National Fair Housing Alliance. And so also I'm a realtor. I'm not a practicing realtor, but I stay abreast of what's going on. And this is going to affect a lot of people in HUD. All of these government fractions that were created starting like in 1968 for civil rights protections of Black people, Latinos, Spanish people, as it related to housing discrimination, they're going to be dismantled. This is all considered DEI and affirmative action, all under that umbrella. So they are going to dismantle these organizations. And so, this is serious. This is serious business. So check out, Google them and they will, oh yeah, okay, Cynthia, you're a realtor too. Yes, I advise seller clients to put family photos away. Wow. Yes, because of the biases. There were so many discrimination suits. There was a major one in, I think it was Seattle, where this Black family, real estate is not cheap in Seattle. And it was a Black family that had this beautiful home. And I think this was like on 60 Minutes, one of those news shows. And they had their house appraised at well below market value. So let's say it was like $750,000. I don't remember the exact numbers. They had their white neighbors who are friends of theirs come in. They took away any indication that Black people lived there. So if there was African art, if there was any pictures, family photos, or anything like that, they had them removed, replaced with, what would be deemed as white art, white family photos. And they got a different appraiser, because you never get the same appraiser, right? And there are different ways to ensure that. And so they came, and that 750,000 house went up to like 1.3 million or something like that. Now my numbers are probably off, but you get to it was significant. So they were appraised under market value as a Black family, and they were adequately appraised when they thought it was a white family for the same exact home. And you can Google that too. And there was I think a lawsuit. Oh, thank you, Gen X Quench. Great discussion. Folks better have a plan B. That's the overall message that I want to just keep just saying over and over and over, because what is it? Repetition is the grandfather of learning. There's a quote. As long as I come here every day, more people will see, more people will start the conversation, and more people will execute. If I don't do this and other people don't do this, then we're not stacking the odds in our favor, and we definitely need to do that. Is anyone else having issues with YouTube putting ads in during live? Oh, I'm sorry if that's happening. I will check. I don't listen. I just started doing these lives on a regular basis, because lives for me used to get no real content. But you know what? It's the holidays coming up, and I don't know what they're doing, but I will try to figure out. And I don't think it's anything that I did, because all I did was add a thumbnail, hold on a second. All I did was add a thumbnail and a description. And I think I added the description. Let me see. Let me make sure, because I'm notorious for let me see, is there a description? Yep, there's a description there this time. So that's all I did. Okay, let's go through the rest of the comments. Good morning, Casper 330. Good to see you back. And let me just say again, if you missed the beginning, please go ahead and check it out. I shared discussions that support everything I'm saying, in addition to the document that I just showed, because I'm all about bringing receipts. There are a lot of people that just don't know this information. They don't know. They are so into just watching what the CNNs, the MSNBCs are sharing with them, and it's not this. It's not this information. And so I want to make sure that we see, both sides of the coin and make the proper moves. Full circle, or fee circle, full circle. Thank you. I realized after I just joined later and the live wasn't over. Are you talking about, the ads? I don't know what's going to, it's the week of Thanksgiving. I'm assuming there's something related to that, but I will check into that, because this is my first time hearing that. So full circle. I guess my question is, do I need to leave before they take office in January? Or is there a small window of time based on certain cues? I heard you the other day saying there may be passport changes. No, you don't have to leave before they take office. I'm not leaving before they take office, but you should start the plan in getting your paperwork together, getting all your documentations together. So the video, what do we need to do now, breaks down, if you haven't seen that, through the paperwork that we definitely need to start. And I also included last night talking about sharing, because it wasn't a part of that video. We need to get our wills, if you do a trust, whatever it is, our health proxy, and our power of attorneys done. And that's just in case anything happens. So, God forbid, you're walking down the street, you accidentally get picked up because they think you're Mexican. I don't know. And you are being contained or detained someplace, but you need people to do stuff for you on the outside without a power of attorney, without, or if you get ill while you're there, without a health proxy, it's just difficult. And so I'm adding those to the list of things that we need to take care of. So do I think you need to leave before they take office? No. They're still, until all these changes are implemented, like the confirmation still have to happen for his top picks. So that's a process. So that's why I'm doing these every day, because we have time, but it's still a limited time, right? We have time because of the system that's in place right now that they have to still work through. Hi, Mona Lisa. I need some information on how to obtain residency in Panama, Costa Rica, and Mexico. Would you have such information? I have a whole playlist on my channel about getting Mexican residency. And I also offer consultations for people who are serious. Like I don't want, I'm serious about my business. I'm not trying to just, charge people for nothing. If you are serious and you need me to walk you through the steps on obtaining Mexican residency, because I did it myself. It was a DIY. The only time I hired somebody was when I went to renew for the 4 years, but I was only going to be in Guadalajara for like a brief amount of time. But I did it on my own on this end. I did it on my own when I had to go to immigration in Mexico. And there's so many things that I learned along the way that people don't talk about. So I offer consultations for Mexican residency. And I'm going to open up my calendar this evening, because there were people yesterday who wanted me to do a strategy call with them or accountability calls with them. And I do that as well. But for the sake of time, this for me is at the top of my list to do. So lives every day is at the top of my list of things to do. And so I am going to open that, and I'll probably, have a few availabilities throughout the end of the year. But if you're interested in Mexican residency and you need help walking through that process and accountability, then you can hire me. And I know there's a link in the description. When it comes to finding out more information about Panama, Costa Rica, just type in Black in Panama. I'm assuming you're Black, African-American, Black in Costa Rica, and a wealth of, and this is in Google, you will get a wealth of information. And it's the same with the Facebook groups. So definitely use that as a strategy as well. Oh, thank you, Timothy Pearson. Good morning. Great information. Good morning to you too. I'm working literally on 5.5 hours of sleep in 2 days. So I am completely tongue-tied and dehydrated. Cheryl Holton. Good morning, Kim. I too made sure I got my social security card, passport, military records, thank you, etc. from the federal government. Made sure I told family and friends they should do the same. Thank you for bringing that up, Cheryl. Any documentation that you need that the federal any branch of the federal government is in control of, get that now. I also have a plan to produce accountability workbook, which helps you keep track of all of these things. And it's in by setting like weekly goals. And what I've noticed, because I use this same book with my Investing for Independence community accountability group, within 4 weeks, you will have accomplished more than you ever thought you will surprise yourself as long as you stick to the plan and make the plan work for you. And so, yes, by the end of this year, I would say try to put all of those requests in for those documents, even if you don't get them by the end of the year, because even though there's a process for him to make changes, there will be a halt in certain things. And as soon as people can lose their jobs in the federal government, they will. And that will cause a bottleneck and a backlog. And so, yes, that I'm so happy to hear that you are, staying ready so you don't have to get ready. And not only you doing it, but telling friends and family. Building supermax prisons. Yes, stock is way up. Driving while walking. Driving while walking, while breathing, while parole may not cause prisoners work for 3 cents. Parole maybe not cause prisoners work for 3 cents. Oh, yeah, that's free labor. 3 cents is free, right? You work 5 days, that's 15 cents. That's free labor. And that's what prisons were designed for post slavery. So he wants to make America great again. He has been shouting this from the rafters since day one before he took office, when he first came on the scene. He wants to make America great again. And there's like 70 million people that do too, that we know of, because those are just the people that voted. Oh, live. I'm sorry about the ads. I don't know what's going on, but again, hopefully it will be corrected. And I don't know how this back end stuff works, but in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, it is the Saturday before Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Black Friday is next Friday. So I don't know what ads you're seeing. I don't know if it's connected to that. But I'm going to, do some research. Because, my mind is on a 5-hour. Okay. Lives during, ads during lives. So let me know if you missed the video that I showed in the beginning and you want me to share it again. It was with the Congresswoman. Just if you want me to show it again, put a 1. If you don't need to see it again, you don't even need to comment. I see how many people are watching. So if you want me to show it again, just put a 1 if you can. I know some people watch on like the TV screens and all of that. And if I don't get any ones, then I won't show it again. But if you have any questions, okay, I'll definitely show it. All I needed was 1 person. So at least I'll show it again. But before I show it, I just want to remind everyone that we will be back tomorrow, which is Sunday at, I'm going to say 7 p.m., but check the community tab to confirm. It's going to be 7 or 8. I'm aiming for 7 p.m. And you will see the topic. I have a couple topics ready to go. I just want to make sure I'm going in sequence of what I think is most important. And hold on. And for those of you that are new, I'm just going to quickly, well, you could watch yesterday's video and I go over all of the topics in the playlist, or you could just go to the playlist and see what they are. And so I'm going to replay those videos in 1 second, but we'll be back tomorrow. I have about 3 ideas. Well, actually, there's 3 ideas that I'm going to cover between tomorrow, Monday, and Wednesday. I just need to figure out the sequence of them, but check the community. Check the community tab, and I always post. It'll be there at least the day of. And so I don't see where I can get the chart you showed. Let me see if I can. I'll put the link. Oh, I can't put outside links. Let me see if I could put this outside link. Hold on 1 second. If I can, let me try to put it there for anyone. I don't know if that's showing up as a link or not. It's not highlighted on my end, but you can copy and paste it. And that's the link. Okay. And so, yeah, check the community tab, check the description. Don't forget about the From Here to There resource guide that I have available in the description. And for those of you that don't know, it's very easily formatted book with clickable links for all the major resources that you would need if you are interested in starting your move abroad journey to either Panama, Costa Rica, Canada, Mexico. So it's 8 of the top destinations for Black Americans who are moving abroad and developing community and expat. Portugal's in there. You can hit the link in the description From Here to There resource guide. It is going to stay at $12.97 until Thursday of this week. Then it goes back up. It's on discount right now. It goes up $5 to $17.97. So if you want to get it now, get it before. Did I say Thursday? Wednesday. It's set in the, anyway, just get it as soon as possible. Between Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, it will be $17.97. And the other good thing about that is whoever purchases that, if they become interested in purchasing there's going to be, and I'm doing this, but it's a digital download. There's a much larger, massive resource guide that will be released in December after I get all of the information from the immigration offices for 2025 data. That will be available in December. And if you purchase this resource guide, you will then get a discount for the price that you paid for the bigger guide. So basically, if you purchase the bigger guide, this guide is definitely considered free. I just want people to get started now who want to get started now and not wait for the December edition. So you can get that book if you're interested in that resource guide, if you're interested in any of those places at a discount now. And whatever, even if you get it when it's not on discount, if you pay $17.97 and you're interested in getting that bigger resource guide, you will get a coupon, a discount code for the price that you paid. So let me go through these last questions and then we'll look at the video one more time. While looking for work abroad, I've seen to convert a license to accrediting body requested not only a copy of the license, but the diploma from the school and course descriptions from each class. So I think you're talking about teaching. And Shanzi, I don't know the details on teaching requirements in different, and I'm sure they're different in different countries. Like I have a friend who was teaching in Turkey and her requirements were very different from people I know in Mexico that do teaching. So I think that's what you were talking about. So thank you for all the ones. I'm going to do that full circle. Thank you. You're welcome. I applied for my passport a couple weeks ago. When I see my family at Thanksgiving, I'm going to insist they get theirs too. I'm moving to Italy. DL Ross, listen, I am not mad at you. And there's another video that I wanted to play, but you know what? Because it is I think it's from MSNBC. What I'll do is I'll tell you, no, what I'll do is I'll add the link to the description. And she's a former journalist there, Black woman who moved to Italy and shares her experience and the stress and the threat she was getting here covering the last election. And she needed to exit and she moved to Italy and is at total peace. And when I say total, it's a whole different life. And so I'm going to put that link. And let me put it in my notes. Yes. So please, this holiday season, if you're meeting with people in your family, please go ahead. Please go ahead and share this information with them. And, you know, you can't, everybody's not going to get on the plane with you. Just be okay with that. Don't lose your sanity. Don't lose your mind if there are the naysayers or people that just don't understand. But I also recommend gifting. If you see hesitancy in somebody that you think you can persuade, and they're like, maybe it's financial about the passport, and you can offer assistance, get them a money order written to the U.S. Department of State, take them to go get their headshots at Walgreens, Rite Aid, the post office, pay for that, and then help them through the application process. Sit down with them and help them figure everything out. But first, make sure they're able to get like their requirements. So they need the ID, so the birth certificate, the ID, and you could go on to the U.S. State Gov Department website and see what the requirements are. But that definitely have the conversations with family. Our country always needed improvement on many levels, but 45 was always describing a very socially reversed, dystopian picture of this country. Yeah, no, if you've never seen, there's a documentary, and I don't know if it's still available. It was on HBO, I'm not sure, but there's a man named Roy Cohn, and he was a attorney, and he basically groomed this man we know now. And if you watch that video, it answers a whole lot of questions about where this country is headed. The Marxism, like that is truly, you just watch the video if you can. You probably can find it online or something before they scrub it, because Italy video, hold on, MSNBC. So yeah, so check that video out. I saw it a couple years ago when it first came out, and it totally, I knew what was going to happen. I knew where we was going. Okay, can I ask you and everyone to read about Marcus Garvey and Paul Robeson when they wanted to leave U.S.? Garvey back to Africa. I think it was Germany. Thanks for the referral. So WM wants you to read about Marcus Garvey and Paul Robeson. Most of us don't have name recognition, and we're not organizing. And so read it from that lens, but it will give you insight to just how this country operates and plans to go back to operating. It's only so much I can say in this chat. The character count is limited. Oh, I'm sure they do that because, listen, people will be writing dissertations. I was following up on your comment about getting paperwork or documents together. For those of us with degrees, it may be essential to prove your education with transcripts and course descriptions. Yeah. For those of us who are, definitely still looking for work, absolutely. I agree. I totally agree. Any documents, and that's why I said, listen, I wanted to show you the binder that so I'm in my office. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you the binder. Y'all think I'm playing? It's not filled out yet, but I left it here just to show you. I literally just purchased this. This is my stay ready so I don't have to get ready binder that I got from Staples. and all of my documents. I have some printed out already, but I'm organizing. And this is, listen, invest in a nice, or whatever your method of securing paperwork is, invest in something that works for you, and take this serious, please. And if you have a fireproof safe, store it there. But yeah, thanks. I have friends who lived abroad 20 plus years. They've been begging me to move since the early 2000s, heading to Italy in March to meet with friends to look at Tuscany farmhouses. Oh my gosh. Can I just tell you, I mentioned yesterday, Italy is absolutely one of my favorite places to visit. Tuscany, I don't think I've had better tasting food ever. Now, Italy, period. The food is amazing, but it's something about that Tuscan region. I think the farms, the olives, I don't know. The olive oil was just amazing. So good luck with you on that. You were talking about guides for residency. I came in late. Any information about Brazil in there? So did I talk about Brazil in best places? I don't think I talked about Brazil. But I am, for those that don't know, the resource guide, the massive resource guide that will be available in December will include information about Brazil, but I don't have it off the top of my head. So stay tuned for that. That's what some countries require for converting a license or degree to their country. Oh, okay. To get, okay. Okay. Yeah. So check course descriptions, transcripts, and diploma. And I also think, yeah, it depends upon the age group. You're right. You're absolutely right with that. Because most of the people I work with are not trying to, they're going on like retirement or financial qualifications and stuff. So, or investments. And so you're right about that. Is that on Etsy? The link says Etsy page is not available now. That's interesting. Hold on one second. What is going on? I'm going to check right now. From here to there. Oh, you're right about that. Let me try to, that's interesting. There must be something going on with Etsy because I just had a sale at 7 something this morning. So give me a minute. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to fix that while and you know what? I'm going to show the video and then I'm going to fix that. And then, so let me show the video real quick. I'm going to do it in reverse. I'm going to share the one with the Asian interviewer having a conversation with the old white man. And then we'll do the audio of the interaction that took place on I think it was the house floor. Hold on. So stop screen, present, and then I'll finish off with the conversations. Share screen. Hold on. And this is all under the Fair Use Protection Act. I think it's 1971 or 1970. We are using this video for the purpose of researching, and that falls under the protection of the Fair Use Act. So let me just go ahead and continue to share. Okay, add to stage. I need to remove myself and then hit play.
But I want to know how it is you voted for Donald Trump when you're so into facts, because his entire campaign is not based in facts. It was all based in propaganda and emotion.
I voted for Donald Trump for one reason only.
I'm excited to talk to you today.
Policies, if implemented, would slow the dispossession of whites in the United States. If you were to deport all illegal immigrants, if you were to think very hard about letting in any Muslims. All of this would slow the rate at which whites are becoming a minority.
Why are you so worried about the white dispossession of America?
Because I want my people to survive. Is that so strange? We don't control China. We don't control any place where whites are not a majority. And if we become a minority, we will not control our own destiny anymore.
I grew up in this country as a minority, as the children of immigrants. I was their first child born in America. And while I didn't have much possession or didn't much control, I really enjoyed myself. And I think that if you ask a lot of Americans, they would say that I had a lot to offer this country. You know, according to you, I guess I would be perpetuating the dispossession of white America.
That is true. That is true.
Would you say that you wouldn't want me in this country?
At some point, when my ancestors built this nation, they did not build it with the intention of giving it away to Mexicans or Chinese or Haitians or to anyone else.
Do you consider, you keep saying your ancestors built this country. You consider that a fact?
Who else built it?
Black people, Native Americans, Chinese people who came and built the railroads.
Do you think none of that could have been
Italian people?
But they're Europeans, aren't they?
Okay. So next up, okay, and the link should be working now. I just copied and pasted it again, and I checked it, so it should be working. So anyone who wants to check the For Here to There resource guide, it is on Etsy. You can click the link. It's towards the bottom of the description, and you can look at what else is on the plan to produce workbook, which is on the same Black Travel and Culture Etsy shop. Okay, so next is this audio that I shared earlier, and I'm going to play it again right now. And again, this is all the foundation on why I have committed. It's the foundation of the Project 2025 plan, but it's also the foundation of me knowing that there's urgency in what I'm doing, urgency in this message and this movement happening. This is a stay ready so we don't have to get ready movement. And even if you choose not to move, right, you can if you want to. It's your choice. And you only are as free as your choices. So, okay, let me get off my soapbox and play this again. Hold on. Got to turn up the volume.
Run education.
Wait, hold on a second.
We've got now a worldwide, don't have earthquakes. We've got now a worldwide wrestling.
Can you hear that? Can somebody just let me know you can hear that? Somebody just say yes if you can hear it. Just one person. I'm gonna wait till I get a response. Just one person, let me know. Can y'all hear me? I see people still here, so I hope. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Dio. Okay. So I'm going to start it again. Hold on.
We've got now a worldwide wrestling executive who's going to run education. We've got a sexual predator who was about to have a bipartisan report released by the House of Representatives to be our AG. We've got a Fox News commentator who's going to run the military for us. So if my colleagues across the aisle want to talk about qualifications, they want to talk about efficiency, they want to talk about the federal workforce, then let's talk about it, because you're talking about putting into place leadership in these federal agencies who are absolutely unqualified, who are dangerous, and know nothing about the agencies that they're about to be appointed to lead. So this is not about qualifications. This is not about having a qualified federal workforce. This is about laying the ground for the purge that they plan on January 20th and in the days afterwards. And we know that because the very organization for whom the chairman just submitted this letter of support is the Heritage Foundation, who wrote Project 2025, which gave us the blueprint for the purge itself and what they are planning inside every single one of these agencies. So we need to be clear-eyed about what this actually is and about what is trying to be accomplished, and why 4 weeks before we're about to adjourn for the holidays, The Republicans are bringing this bill to a markup without an actual hearing. This is modern McCarthyism. They are preparing for a purge. They are going after members of the federal government who are advancing because they are people of color, women, LGBTQ+, other members of our community who have been excluded systematically from participating in federal service and leadership positions, and then they're going to put their own unqualified loyalists in there to take out our federal workforce. That is what this bill is about. It's about creating a statutory framework to do that, and we're going to fight it every step of the way. We've got now a worldwide wrestling executive who's going to run education.
So again, for those of you that don't know, that was U.S. Representative Melody Stansbury. And so you can Google her, you can search her, you can find the entire exchange online. But the sad part is now the people who are in power, both from the House of Representatives and Congress, the whole governing body, is part of the it's the Republicans. And so when you have that combination plus the Supreme Court, what she's talking about fighting every step of the way is going to be, I don't know if it's going to be a winnable battle in all instances. And you could just see by the picks that are being announced. And I don't want to rehash all of that, but this is the reason why this is urgent. This is the reason why I'm like, please, please, please talk to your people, have real conversations, right? Ignore what's going on in the universe of Diddy. A lot of this stuff, man, they are such distractions. They want to keep us glued to these stories. And when I see all the YouTube channels that are just all coverage about Diddy and the parties and all of that, it's so heartbreaking because we should be talking about this. We should be talking about, and I'm not talking about all day, every day, but there's so many of us not even talking about it on these platforms. And we'll see how long they allow us to talk about it on these platforms, but as long as they do, I will. And so please share this information as you enter this holiday season. If you're out shopping with friends, family, loved ones, just start talking about it. And if you can be a support system for them to get things done, do that. I know a lot of times people don't act because of fear and finances. And so, maybe we can help. And if you're looking for a great Christmas gift, Passport is $165 with fees, not including the Passport card. But listen, it's better than getting a pair of $250 sneakers or anything like that. And the way you gift it, you give the money order, you take them to get the photo. If you can't take them, you give them cash app them, or whatever you trust them with, to go to Walgreens, Rite Aid, maybe it's a gift card to get their photo, and then you help them through the application process. And I'm gonna quickly go through the rest of these comments. So the Etsy link is up and ready to go. Some of those other links I may have to change too. I don't know what happened. I just did a copy and paste from another video, so maybe the whole thing didn't come out. But you can get to the Etsy page from there. Thanks for the resources. You're welcome, DL. And make copies. Yes, exactly. Don't just have one copy. If you can have one copy here and one copy there, or have somebody else hold the copy of everything for you, I totally agree with that. Thank you for that bit or that suggestion. I'm referring to the digital guidebook that you were talking about. So the digital, I don't remember what your initial question. Oh, is that on Etsy? So the digital book that's on Etsy right now is the From Here to There resource guide with 100+ clickable links highlighting the countries that are listed on the cover, the 8 countries. The massive digital guidebook won't be, it's I would say like 85% complete. What the missing pieces are, there are countries that won't release the requirements to become residents until December for 2025. I could easily have put the requirements that are based on 2024 in there, but to me, that that's not helpful for us. So because most of us won't be applying for residency in 2024 if we have not started the process already. So as soon as these immigration offices release that information, then I will update it to the massive guide, which is about, I'm going to say 75 countries with a whole lot of other resources that will be ready to go as soon as I get all the information from the immigration offices. So I'm thinking December sometime. Usually Mexico releases in December, so I'm waiting for them to update. But some other countries I'm waiting for as well. So that will be ready. And I will definitely share, when that is. But I was just saying, if anybody wants to go ahead and get the smaller guide now, if they do, whatever they spend on that guide, how much ever it costs, they will get a credit for that if they want to buy the bigger one. So hopefully that answers. I just shared the information in a family group chat. Oh, listen, that's activism. That is activism. You are part of the movement. Thank you, Timothy. Well, everybody here who's listening is part of the movement, but and however, when you amplify the message, that's what it's all about. Sharing is caring. Healthcare, American health is way worse / different. Yeah, there's a video that we did, a live that we did this week about the countries with much better healthcare that people are going to. And medical tourism has been a thing for many years. We just didn't know about it. A lot of, and these are people with money. So people aren't just going across the borders for medical tourism because it's cheaper. They're going because of the quality as well. It's cheaper and it's high quality. So I feel that we need to join this train while we still can. I mean, I've heard, we know about going to get BBLs and cosmetic surgery, tummy tucks in these other countries. Well, they have great quality healthcare for everything else. And in that video, Affordable Healthcare, I show you comparatively the cost of what it costs to get a root canal in the US versus these other countries, what it costs to have a baby, and so on. So you can check that video out. It's in the playlist. I have a Dropbox account. When I get documents, I scan them using my phone and upload to Dropbox so I can access everything in seconds. I have a folder in Gmail I keep documents in, highly recommend it. Yes, but nothing beats a hard copy. I totally agree. And I also said on that video where I said what we must do now, I recommended digitizing as well. But we don't own Google. We don't own Dropbox. If Elon Musk decides to some way, somehow wipe us off the grid, individually, I'm not talking about just the whole, like they could target, right? You have your hard copy just in case, and you're ahead of the game. You're stacking the odds in your favor because a lot of people are just so reliant on digital. I think Etsy is having some blurbs because of the overload of people loading up Black Friday items and lots of pre-sales. And that may have something to do with these commercials that people are saying, the ads that people are saying. Yet I think a lot of, listen, people are trying to get some money, honey. These companies are not playing. They are trying to make up for still, 2020 and 2021 and 2022. And so thank you for letting me know, AGL. Isn't Brazil going through something similar to what's going on here? I think they elected a more left-wing government. I think you're talking about Argentina. Well, Brazil has always had some issues, right? With, especially when you talk about Afro-Brazilians and non-Afro-Brazilians. But there are parts of Brazil that are still heavily constant. So there are, of course, isms in Brazil. But I know the most recent thing, did they just, oh yeah, they did have an election, but I don't know the specifics of it. But I do know there are people that are moving to places like Bahia, Salvador de Bahia, which is full of African culture, African people. People love it there. I mean, if I was going to pick a place in Brazil, it would be Salvador de Bahia to live, not necessarily Rio or São Paulo. Like, I would definitely look at Bahia, but to each his own. But I'll definitely, let me just finish reading. Elected a more left-wing government, but they also had a right-wing administration that majority increased poverty. And yeah, listen, not many, other than places like Switzerland, there are very few places with like an even kill government and no push, or what it is, push pulling. So yeah, I don't know the details offhand, but thank you for that insight. AGL, I'm wishing everyone well with their travels. I moved abroad 6 years ago and my spirit soared. 65-year-old woman of color. I love testimonies. I love testimonies. Testimonies do the job that I can't do, right? So I can talk about my experiences getting residency, spending months in Mexico, but I did not officially move abroad yet. And so your testimony at AGL helps to add meaning to this message, to this movement. So I thank you for sharing that. Trump wants to be like Bolsonaro in Brazil. Oh, he met with him. Yeah, I thought he also met with he's planning a meeting with Argentina, the right wing in, let me just look it up real quick. Yeah, he just met Argentina's the right wing head of Argentina last week. And so I didn't know he just met with Brazil too, but thanks for that. But Argentina is having, even though it's one of the most affordable places, they have isms as well, but there are people that are like us that are living and thriving there. And there's places outside of, the major cities. So the way he feels about whites in America is how Native Americans feel about whites. And he's European as well, if he follows his bloodlines. And I think we're talking about 45. Yeah, I think we're talking about 45. I just was rereading it again. Etsy has not been reliable for me. Is there another platform to purchase the guidebook? Not now. I'm on a couple platforms, but for the sake of ease, through this holiday season, because like I said, this divine movement was put on me and I acted immediately. So there was not a long lead up time in preparation. It was, let me gather the information that I've already researched that I know is important and critical. Let me put just some information to help people who need guided help. And Etsy, so far so good, right? For me, except today. And that might have been my fault. I'm not sure, but I will probably, when I have time, because like I said, we're going live every day. And last Saturday we went live 2 times, and yesterday we went live 2 times. And so when I find some time, because this is a one-woman show, right? I don't have a team or anything like that. So if I find another, I have used, it used to be called Spring for digital products in the past. And I don't really use Shopify. I've also used Gumroad. So I might do it on another platform, but all of that won't change until I finish the resource guide, if it changes at all. But thank you for that. Chinese built most of the railways. That's why they have to scrub history and whiten it up. And that goes for all of America, right? We built, people of color built, minorities built this country. But in order to whiten it up, they have to whitewash all our stories. They have to get rid of Black history. They have to penalize. Schools for teaching it and making their children feel uncomfortable. And so, yeah, Chinese built. Yeah, so it's across the board with them just whitewashing history. Yes. Okay. So yeah. So I guess, could you hear it was the question. Okay. Thank you. I don't want to leave it. They all have listen, it's like the Avengers of Predator, Siobhan. Listen, that's because they don't care about women. And that's why it amazes me how many of them voted, because all of their civil liberties are about to go by the wayside, just like our racial equality liberties or our civil protections. Like, I don't even get it. And the fact that this is tolerated, like there are not people in these great institutions like, hell no, I have a 17-year-old daughter. I have a 16-year-old daughter. There is no way. Those are the type of comments I would respect. But no, oh, well, we need to let the process play out, and we need to, like, this is insane. But if you've ever watched House of Cards on Netflix, ciao. It's supposed to be fiction, but trust me, the stories I heard, I went to Howard, I lived in DC for many years. I used to work as a college student for the CFTC, Commodities Futures Trading Commission. And government is an interesting place. Full service. I will try on my laptop to look for the shop after the live. Okay, yes, whenever. Like I said, it's going to be there. And then the link is under most of my videos. So most of the live videos that we've had these past 14 days. I can't believe it's 14 days. I saw a comment by a guy the other day, AGL. I saw a comment by a guy the other day who said he was a convicted felon and not allowed to vote, but found it odd as a convicted felon he would be able. Yes, listen, people are getting denied for being, for jobs, right? They can't even apply to certain jobs. Forget the vote. Like, they can't work because of their criminal past. But yeah, you can run a country though. Yeah, this is, it's not what it appears to be at face value. So yes, that was, wow, she needs protection. You're talking about the, oh yeah, when the Congresswoman, I mean, the U.S. House of Representative, what's her name, Melody Stansbury. Yeah, yeah. But you know what? Some people, it's worth it, right? They rather lose their life for something than to stand. They rather lose their life for something than to just stand for anything. And so I appreciate her. I applaud her because, when people like Jasmine Crockett, I think is her name, says things like that, they label her as an angry Black woman. She shouldn't be here anyway. She's DEI. She's unqualified. But when people like her, Miss Stansbury, says it, there's some more, there's white women out there like, oh, shoot, what the hell did I just do? I think Dump wants people around him that he can manipulate and will not question 100%. He wants loyalists because he's experienced in his first administration what not having loyalists look like, were people who really believe in what this country, the principles this country was founded on. They will totally go against him, and he doesn't want that anymore. And especially now that he's having all these private conversations and his co-president is with him and all of that, they need to fall in line with that. Yes, green beans, total distraction. And it was the timing of all of this. Now, I'm not saying that there should not be a prosecution, but the timing was intentional because every single day we heard different sensational parts of this investigation and his arrest. So yeah, complete distraction. But those who know, and those who don't, we share it with them. I will be getting that massive guidebook. Good. I'm glad to hear it. And I will do a whole separate live video when it's ready to go, because I have decided, because I was like at one time checking every day to see if there was updates, but I said, no, I'm not going to do that because I need to do this. So I have alerts, definitely Google alerts. So I know if certain announcements come that the information has been released, but every 3 days, 4 days now, I'll check to see if there's any updates. I.e. Congresswoman. Yes, Melanie S. Yeah. You're talking about she needs protection. Yep. Okay. The digital guidebook. I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but all the books are available now. The link is in the descriptions for the lives, and the massive guidebook, which the name has not been released yet, will be available sometime in December after all of the embassies that I'm covering or the immigration offices release their 2025 qualifications for not citizenship. I think I said citizenship in another video, residency and visas. And I also wanted to correct, I think I may have said Marxism earlier, when in reference to Roy Cohn, it's McCarthyism. And so that's what Melanie S. was talking about as well. I saw that Washington, D.C. let you apply online for Mexican visas. Okay, so I haven't gotten that notification, but that's interesting that they would do that just simply because there's an interview that has to happen or has been happening. But I'll check into that. Let me, right there. I think there has to be a process where you go in. DC Mexican residency online. Agreed. Unless there is a pilot program, and maybe they're the only ones doing it. So let me not say that. Agreed. Nothing beats a paper copy. Nothing. You don't want to be too dependent on things we have no control over. I have control for the most part of where my binder goes, how it goes, when it goes, what information's in there. These digital platforms, we have no control. Agreed. Yeah. Lula was elected in Brazil, leftist president, and Bolsonaro lost. Yeah, Bolsonaro was right-wing president. Yes, but I didn't know he recently met with him. I missed that story, but I knew he recently met with the Argentinian president, who was just like him. Brazil just got out of a right-wing government. Bolsonaro was just destructive, but they voted him out. But the damage he did was crazy, and that's the thing. Like, people are like, oh, I'm leaving till 2029. Yeah, okay. That's what you think. But what they say, you sure about that? I don't know, because that's when you will see most of the damage, and it will take decades to come out of. What I really learned was a really hard lesson. Never live in a country that has to create a law saying that you are just as good as the people writing the law for you. Listen, thank you, because the pen has an eraser. Now that's a testimony. That's a sermon. That is a gem. That is a gem that I'm going to pen. Let me remember to pen that. Like, listen, and there's one of my favorite podcasts is, I always forget the names, but is it it's not Art of Dialogue. It's Mind of a CEO or something like that. Hold on. So this is why I call this, channel Kim with the gems, because as I think of gems, I tend to drop them, and I really appreciate the gem that you just dropped. But the one that I'm talking about is CEO. And I want you to do this exact search and check it out. And I'll tell you the minute mark. The Diary of a CEO. Okay. The Diary of a CEO 2 years ago interviewed Dame Dash. Now, this was 2 years ago. And there's a part in his video where he talks about how this country was founded. And do you think these people who really found this country thought at one day that people of color, people of color would have so many advances and then ultimately overshadow them? Just like the guy that I forgot his name, the Asian guy interviewed, said he was worried about white men being disenfranchised, being displaced, losing power. And so if you get a chance, it's called Dame Dash, the man that discovered and built Jay-Z and Kanye West. But I don't remember the minute mark, but I think it's past the halfway mark. If you check that out, he really breaks down so adequately the foundations of this country and why we should be concerned about the future of this country. So let me get through the rest of the questions, and then we are going to try to enjoy this Saturday before Thanksgiving. I know people got grocery shopping and thank you so much, Cheryl. I'm going to pin that comment to the top of the comments. Bolsonaro is trying to get elected again, but he was just indicted, so it's less. You sure about that? Listen, we are setting precedents. We don't know what's going to happen. Yes, I think he tried to stage the same coup Trump did, but their democracy held up. Okay. So that was all about Brazil. And anybody who wants to, learn more about Brazil, there's lots of information about their factions and what's happening there. Sorry, my comment wasn't regarding 45, but the clip you showed, about the older white man. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Yes, he voted for Trump and wanted the whites to be dominant. So let me just see real quick. Okay. Oh, thank you for that. Green beans. I really like this channel. I will try to come whenever I see you doing a live. You keep things very honest, and the community here is very welcoming. Oh, thank you. You guys are, I've been crying already, but these are happy tears right now. Like this is what my spirit needed. And I know I'm doing the right thing because of the community. Now I know how to build a community as it relates to things like travel, happy, thoughts. But when it comes to hard-hitting things that could make some people uncomfortable, like the comments that I read sometimes, or you're giving up, your ancestors they bled for this country, you are what did they say? I read it last night towards the end of the video. You're a deserter. It could be weighing, but these comments counter that. So thank you so much, Green Beans. DL Ross, I am a paper hawk on almost everything. Gets bad at times. You and me both, Green Beans. I listen. I'm my mama's child, basically. I don't care what they say about a paperless society. Kim, I pay $3 a month to get some bank statements. Like it's that serious. Okay. Oh, that's amazing. Giving super motivation. I'm glad you're being motivated. That is my intent, and it makes my heart smile. In my humble opinion, any nation that has a history of discrimination towards their own Black people, at the minimum, needs extra research before relocating to that country. Yeah, and you know what? So it's a double-edged sword with that. So, and I use Portugal as an example, right? Portugal has a bad history. They have many people say they would never move there because of the more like things that happen. And then with the Brazilians and, I don't want to get into deep because we've already been here 1 hour and 47 minutes. Oh my goodness. But I will say what is most key is the expats that look like us that have been living in these places and what their truth is about what's going on in these places, from not what's going on now, but also what they see in the future. And that's why I do resources like our Black Utopia, this retired couple who was in debt, $22,000 here in the US, moved to Portugal, created an amazing life of themselves, and are now plus $1 million, I want to say, in net assets. But they talk about what's going on in this country. They talk about what's going on over there. They talk about what's going on in Mexico. They also have Mexican residency, permanent Mexican residency. And so that's another great resource for people to use before relocating as well. But I agree, you definitely have to look at how people are being treated, the natives of the land. But right now we have an urgency to have a plan B, even if we don't use the plan B. But whatever is the least path to resistance to getting you that plan B, as long as we're not going to places like war zone areas or places that have laws that are horrific against women or Black, people, not just Black Americans. So yeah, Kim, there's a website, Visa HQ. That's why I asked you the question. Oh, I wish these were in order. So let me just see what the question was. Oh, okay. Okay. You're talking about the Mexican visa. Okay. So when I say, look, my recommendation for anyone who's visa shopping, go directly to the country's immigration page and find out the latest information, because even if there's a website like Visa HQ, I don't know who the person is updating. I don't know how dated this information is. It's all, you get the latest information by going to that country's website for immigration. So it should be like a .gov or if it's Italy, is it IT or you want to make sure it's the official site of the government to get the latest information. And that's all that's included in the From Here to Their resource guide for the 8 countries that people are interested in. So go ahead if you want to start there, because a lot of people, those are the only places they may be interested in. They may not care about Italy. They may not care about Germany. They may not care about certain places, but a lot of us, these are top on the list, and have sometimes easier path to residency in most cases. You all, thankful circle, you are appreciated. I will try to get the resource guide on Etsy via my laptop or another way. I'll get it. Okay, thank you. But again, I truly appreciate you being here, commenting. Get the guide if it's something that you're going to use and it's a resource that you can share with others, information that you can share with others, then absolutely. I'm not telling you to just go share my book with everybody, my resource guide with everybody, but like your family members and things like that. Harriet Tubman had to lead folks to freedom. Keep doing your thing. So thank you. Exactly. And like she said, everybody's not going to, follow your lead or follow your lead to freedom. And that's okay. But I know I am making an impact from some of the comments. I got people that just saw the passport video, and that passport video, I had no idea, child. The passport video today is like, here we go. It is over 40,000 views, and it was just streamed 3 days ago. Our live was just streamed 3 days ago, and people have already commented like, oh my goodness, I just renewed my passport today, or I made my son renew his passport. And so again, things like that truly make me know that even if it's not the majority, a lot of people will be helped, not only with my commentary, but your comments here as well. So I thank you so much for that. Watching your videos and being here with others, sharing information and moving forward to make things happen is very hopeful and uplifting. I appreciate you. Thank you, Casper 330. And that's didn't I just say that? And I didn't even see your comment. Like all of the community is where it's at. They help motivate. We help motivate each other. And that's why on this channel, please, there's no negativity. There's not going to be anyone that's going to knock us off our square, as they say, to get what we need to get done. And again, this is time sensitive. This isn't something that we have 5 years of, what's your 5-year plan, your short-term goal? No. Our short-term goal is within the next 6 to 12 months. For some of us, it's within the next 6 weeks till the end, or 5 weeks now until the end of this year. So this is serious, and the community helps keep us together and on track. Yep. 2520s, that's what we call them, women in the 60s, etc., wanted freedom to take their men's jobs. Yep. Their men want to condemn them to Handmaid's Tale. And I've never seen Handmaid's Tale, but friends tell me like, yeah, that's where we're headed. Like barefooted pregnancy, women of color have always figured life out. Yeah. But sometimes, you know what? And the part of it is like, there's so many other cultures that don't have to figure things out. They can just live. They can just be. They're not in a constant state of trauma or a constant state of all this weight on my shoulders. And that's what I notice when I'm in Mexico. Let me tell you, the weight that goes away just by being, just by living, just by not watching the news that's here. Oh my goodness. And so that's the message that I want to relay. We will always figure things out, and we will always take care of our community. But there are also options to build community other places and look out for other people who are in community of not only just mind, body, spirit. Well, I guess the type of foods that we eat lead to all of that, right? And just from changing your diets, and not necessarily the food, like the diets, you could still eat chicken, but not chicken that's pumped up with antibiotics and hormones and stuff. So absolutely, I agree with everything that you said, but I want us to definitely find options for when things get too heavy to bear, when we're doing too much figuring it out and we need a break or a reset or a pause. We have a visa or a residency someplace else where we can go take that pause. Oh, Siobhan, yeah, that video is, whoo, I had no idea. And let me tell you, I'm so glad. I am so glad. Like, there's a couple other videos that are like going, I hate to use the word viral, but lots of views in a little amount of time. But that one right there lays out what I want most of us to do and what really morphed this series. So get your passport. If you don't have one, renew your passport. If it's about to expire within less than a year, get all of your documents that you need. Check the quality of your passport. Do you have rip pages? Do you have tears? Do you have anything that has defaced the passport that can make it invalid? Do you have more than 2 blank pages? Like, all of that stuff needs to be amplified. So I thank you for finding the channel and coming back again. You are so down to earth. I'm grateful. Had no one to ask questions. WM, thank you. Thank you. I told y'all, stop it. I don't want to cry no more. I really don't. I'm sure my eyes are like really low, but thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm going to reread these comments whenever I'm feeling like the weight is on my shoulders, or the time constraints are too much. I'm going to come back to this live and read these comments. Good day, global Black family. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Raw Reality. I've been traveling for 40 years and living in several different countries. It's nice to finally see women and men, yes, have options to the information that you're giving. I had to figure it out on my own. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again for the testimonies. Testimonies are what sells. And I hate to say that I'm selling, but I really am selling. I'm selling a vision. I'm selling the notion that, yes, Black people have freedom too. We have freedom in our options. And we just need to see other people who did it. And so when you make comments like this and give testimonies, you're helping to sell what I'm selling. The Stay Ready so we don't have to get ready platform. So thank you. What's the link to the passport video? Let me see. I'll put it here. But it's part, like I said, it's also part of the Stay Ready so you don't have the Move Abroad Gems playlist. And so I am going to also create a separate playlist so that's it right there. I'm not sure if it's showing up as a link to you, but for you, but if not, you can copy and paste. If that's a problem, this is the exact name of the video. So you can just do a Google search with Kim with the Gems. So that's the exact passport changes are here, what Black Americans should know and do. I love the passport video. I did not know we could renew our passports without sending them in. Yeah, so that's one of the changes, like online renewals. As long as you're not making any major changes to your old passport, so you didn't get married and change your name, there's not any major changes that are happening to your passport. You can renew online. You could take your picture at home using your iPhone. There are videos all over TikTok. Just put, or TikTok or Instagram, how to take a passport photo using my iPhone, or they probably do it for Android as well. I'm not sure. And it shows you by using notes. Like, there's so many gems that I want to share with y'all. Like, this is definitely, and these are not conversations. If they would replace those Diddy stories with some of these stories, we'd be okay. I shared the passport video with a few people I know and asked them to share with others. Thank you so much, Raw Reality. I appreciate that. And did I say your name, Rolo? Roly Solo, I love that name. And that's me commenting. And this is going to be the last comment because it's 2 hours now. And I appreciate all of your time. But I know it's Saturday at 11 o'clock, the Saturday before Thanksgiving. And as much as, some of us may not celebrate what the meaning of, the origins of Thanksgiving, the meaning of family, the meaning of community is what I'm all about. And so I want you to enjoy yours, but I also want you to have meaningful conversations don't just talk about, what's going on with Diddy. Don't just talk about the picks of the upcoming administration. Talk about things that are going to make a change for us and things that the topics are all in the playlist. So please go ahead and check out the playlist from affordable. Ask your, older relatives like, hey, do you have your passport? Is your pass, because you don't want to leave people that don't want to be left, right? If you have to leave. Now, some people be like, child, I don't want no passport. I don't need no passport. Make sure it's not financial or it's not fear-based. If it's really like some people just don't ever want to leave this country and they want to take their last breath here. And that's fine. That's fine. But just, engage and make sure that's where they are with it. My passport doesn't expire till April 2020. Oh, I think I saw this comment. If this is the same person, but watching, want to start renewal process now. Is that possible to start now? So based on the information that's on the website, no. It's interesting though, because people have commented that they renewed with more than a year. So maybe there's something. Oh, but I also want to share, if you are away, like let's just say you have a passport and you're living abroad, you can renew at the U.S. Embassy as of now. But again, it's a U.S. Embassy, so we don't know what's going to happen to the federal government, right? The different denominations of the federal government. But if you renew abroad, it takes a day or two, right? It takes a couple of days. I would recommend and I always like to say, this is what I would do. If I was listening to this with your same question and not knowing, I would contact my passport agency, when I'm sure they're getting a lot of contacts, and ask the question. I have a passport that's scheduled to expire in April 2026, but I'm thinking about going away for a very long time. How can I renew now? And see what they say. And if one person, if one person says, no, you can't do it, I would at least try one more time and see what somebody else says. And because there's people on here saying that they were able to renew, but according to the terms and conditions, no. So, but check it out. Can you get an active visa on your old passport transferred to your new passport, or would you have to get a new visa? So if the visa is current, then I think you should, I think, and I go over that in the video, but it escapes me. So if you need to get that visa transferred, you can't do it online. You have to go in to a passport agency to renew, and they will carry the visa over to your new documentation. You don't need to carry an expired, passport. So, but you have to probably go in. And I think that was one of the stipulations for not being able to renew online if you have a visa from another country. Oh, Cynthia, thank you. Wait, am I doing that right? There we go. There we go. I love you back. Thank you so much. Thank you. We have options and plans for our own 2025. And listen, that's where freedom lies, having options and plans. And guess what? You don't have to execute on all plans or on all options, but having the option is the most important thing, even if you never use that option. So it's better to have and not need than to need and not have. It's so true. So that's what I'm here. Thank you. I found this channel yesterday. I'm working on getting my passport. Yes, mentally. I think you're going to type something else, but artistic, perfect life. Thank you so much. And just spread the word to people too. And spreading the word can be like, oh my goodness, I'm getting my passport. I'm so happy. You got your passport? So it's a great way to engage in conversation and find out more about our friends and family. But with that being said, we're back tomorrow right now at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The time will definitely be up on my community channel before the live. It will probably be up sometime tonight, first thing tomorrow. I have to redo my calendar for those people who are looking for one-on-one support. And post that, but definitely by tomorrow morning, you'll know exactly what time. But right now, pencil in 7 p.m. and I will also share the topic in the community post. But until then, I thank you all for tuning in today. It is I always think, okay, it's going to be 40 minutes max. We are at 2 hours and 4 minutes with pure engagement. And I thank you. And if you didn't like the video, I'm going to hold you. 87 people are still here. If you're still here, hit the like button. And I only ask that because 1, you're still here, you're engaging. So you must have liked something. And 2, it helps this algorithm that everybody talks about know that this is good content for other people like you to see. And so I think that's how that passport video got so much play. Like, I don't even keep the vanity metrics for people to see, like the likes or anything like that, because I don't think it's important. I think it's distractive, right? But the likes that Google, YouTube gets to see helps them determine who else gets to see it. So hit the like. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your now time with us. You are appreciated. Thank you so much, full circle. I love reading y'all names. You don't understand. Where is your community channel located? Well, it's actually on the Kim with the Gems YouTube channel. And then at the top of every YouTube, when you go to the page, you will see, let me tell you exactly, it depends if you're desktop, but the sequence is home, videos, shorts, live, playlist, community, store, if you have a store or something like that. But community is next to playlist. So the community is where I do just the links. It's the daily standard post. So today it said, are we ready? This was posted 19 hours ago. Are we ready for what's about to come? Join me live at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Saturday. Let's talk about it. Then there's the link for you to join. We have a plan, even if 25% of what they want comes true. So we definitely need, so even if only 25% of everything that's in that 908 page document comes true, oh, we in trouble, but we'll have a plan. And so my body, his choice is will be the new normal. Racial discrimination. Oh, what's that? There's no such, oh, tag, I was typing. Racial discrimination. What's that? Nobody's going to care about racial discrimination. Are you kidding me? Voters' rights, please. We're getting rid of that act. And so it says, join me live. And so we can talk about it. So that's a standard post that I do for all of the lives. Discriminate. There we go. And so check there. CRIMINATIO. There we go. And you could link. So even just before we go live, if you want to come in a little early, go to the community post, click on that link. If you want to see what the topic is about, click on the link. And yeah, so thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for everyone that says thank you. And I will see you tomorrow. Pencil time 7, latest 8, but I should be back in time. I should be back by 6 and in time to do the live by 7. So until tomorrow, guys, thank you for joining. Have a good Saturday.